Okay, good afternoon everyone. Or I would say the next future of robotic overload. Okay, my name is Sisdarmanto Adinandra and I'm delightful to be in this step 3 of UII 2026. Today, we are going to talk about this. Do you think we create our own replacement? To do that, we have a very big question, of course. Robots or other automation things. Is that, or are they our partners or are they our successors? The discussion about these two terms, of course, vectored into since 20 years ago when the robotics technology start to obstruct our daily life. And of course, since today, where AI, I think, is almost penetrating our life daily, this question, of course, becomes more and more important. For example, do you still need me as your teacher? Or even do you still need this step talk? Because otherwise you just open your Gemini and ask this question. Even you can do it now. So, what should we do now? To be able to do that, let's go back into our ancestors. If we talk about automation, robotics, we should praise our ancestors. Humanity, since long time ago, actually tries to make automation. Maybe some of you know these pictures. Maybe some of you already know this for the first time. Nowadays, maybe none of you are using mechanical clock or mechanical watch anymore. But back then, at the 12th century, a scientist called Al-Jazari, one of the most actually best mechanical engineering in the world up to date, created what we call clock. He designed that to be able to check time daily, we as a human can make it as a mechanical mechanism so that every time you see this kind of clock, you can know what time is it. And specifically at that time, for Muslim people, this is very important to be able to pray on time. But what's important is that the idea of what we call automation is already here. Because with this kind of mechanism, the clock will continuously moving forward, giving us the time that we need to know. Al-Jazari also created another automation mechanism. For example, here, this is wudu machine or ablution machine, where actually the idea is that just by pulling one lever, the water will pop up, and we can do the wudu, and then at the end, when the lever is going up again, the water will stop. Something that maybe nowadays we take it for granted. But what I want to say here is that this is an example that people from the past already treat of what we call automation. What else Al-Jazari made? You know that I think every day now we use pump to raise water from below to up. You can see here is that the idea already pops up at 12th century, where we can find water from underground to the top, so we can use it for any usage in our daily life. Another story, I think everyone knows Da Vinci. Everyone knows Mona Lisa. But beyond that, Da Vinci is actually also known as automation professors. If you already announced about him, you should know about this kind of sketch, which is probably not very common to people now. You can see on the right side that he dreamed of what we have now maybe as a human-like robot. Some mechanical automation where this mechanism can raise the hand, can walk, can also move the head, for whatever purpose that he designed. He also dreamed of automation of flying. You can see that he dreams that people actually can fly just by using this kind of mechanism. Again, the concept is that humans really need automation to help themselves, to solve problems that they have. On the left-hand side, for example, you can also see this is a toy. Yes, this is a toy. But what he was dreaming of that time is that the fact he can operate his robots automatically just by using spring. Okay? So, if we talk about automation, the idea already pops up long time ago. Now we move into 19th centuries. Some of you maybe doesn't know this movie. But as technology advanced, also our human anxiety increased as well. Fritz Lang in 1927 made a movie what we call Metropolis. In this movie, he described that the advancement of technology, if it is not appropriately directed by a human, can go completely wrong. In this movie, we have a robot that we call Maria, where actually he can manipulate people so that people behave not normal. And of course, that's not the way that we want to do. And let's go back into our question. Is robot our partners or our ancestors? However, people also dream differently. Everyone knows about Star Wars. Everyone knows about our cute R2-D2. In this movie, everyone will agree with me that they are not our enemies. They are our families. Even they are our protectors. So again, is this robot our successors or our partners? Of course, you know, he keeps the cat further all the time. Now, from this old days science fiction, we go to the revolutionary area. Everyone must know about James Ford and his invention of steam engine. When the steam engine was discovered, everything changed. Human, for the first time, really feels the help of automation. The cost of labor can be explicitly lowered because of what? Because we have so many huge machines that can help us solve many problems in production, for example. You know that by invention of steam machine, we can have train that can bring us from one zone to very far away zone in a quite quick time. And you know here that in the beginning of this revolutionary area, human and machine really works together. The idea was that this machine can help human increase their capacity. From somewhere within this revolutionary area, we are now here. We are in the era of IoT. We are in the era of automation. We are in this era of AI, where everything is connected. So again, the question, where we are now. Again, to completely answer that, let's also look what the robot can do now at least. Introduce you to Kiva, or what we call Amazon robots. Kiva, since its invention, really revolutionized warehouse concept. It brings concept of product to people instead of people to product. Amazon really used this robot to search and complete all orders that was made throughout the world. And this really one of the exact example why a robot can help us increase and solve our daily life problems. Another story, let's say on agriculture. Many robots has been using agriculture to help farmers solve their problems. Harvesting, monitoring, killing insects, germs, and etc. Moreover, robots also already comes into a place where typically people say that this is still human area, which is basically art. It is quite common now that you see pictures or drawing was made by a robot. On the top you see the New Year's Chinese New Year celebration, but this is actually nothing that a drone. On the left hand side, this is quite old, where Asimo conduct people to play orchestra. So again, if back to this question, is why do you use robotics and automation as our partners or as our successors? To answer that, now let's split. What kind of tasks that typically automation and robotics will suit? The first one typically is what we call routine manual labor. This kind of job is something that typically can be done and completely finished by automation and robot. The second one is repetitive data entry. In many places now, you don't have any more people serving you to pay. It's just a machine, and then you can pay everything by yourself. Why? Because actually it's a repetitive things. And the last one is that predictable operation. Something that easily predictable can be easily solved by robot or automation. So in this regard, if you are working in this kind of profession, maybe will be replaced by robot completely. Remember in Indonesia where this e-toll kit was previously operated by a human, and then one day it was shifted into automatic kit. There were a lot of conflict, but at the end of the day now, there is no longer any human-operated e-toll kit. Everything can be automated. Because of what? Because they are repetitive. So, robots and automation are suitable for repetitive, dangerous tasks that need precision, endurance, and safety. On the left-hand side, you can see this is the latest robot. It inspects Fukushima power plant. I hope you know that Fukushima is one of our plants that at 2011 was distracted by earthquake and it's completely shut down. And this is very radioactive. So human should not be here. Exactly the place where we can operate robot to help us. On the right hand side, you can see what we call the fixie robot. A robot that can help doctor to operation. And then on the middle, you can see this bombing robot where the task is typically to defuse bomb and other military artillery. So, we already know that robots can change us. But believe me, humans are powerful creatures. Human has creativity. We have empathy. Robot does not have empathy. Automation does not have empathy. We are still better than them, robots and automation, in the sense of critical thinking. And robots and automation are just likely to copy this. So, your replacement actually using automation and the uniqueness of human brain brings us to new roles, such as programming the robots, ethicists, and also data scientists. Because sometimes when everything is automated, it loses context. And one of the things is that because human has empathy, and empathy can help us to bring more context into whatever we see. So, using robots as our replacement or our friends also brings fairness, bias, and accountability. So we have also to deal with this kind of ethical dilemma as well. And then, what we should do, we will live in what I call a human-centric society. Present, we have uniquely human capabilities. You have critical thinking, you have raw materials, you have empathy. What will future look like? I call it an unwritten chapter of emerging AI. We are not sure what AI will do to us, but every one of us will agree that AI will be part of our daily life. And of course, again, science fiction told us the bad side of technology. Our told us that when robots can do everything themselves, it will harm human. Terminator also says the same thing. Robot can evolve and then goes beyond humanity. At the end, so what should we do? First of all, we should embrace. We should embrace technology, embrace automation, embrace robotics. We cannot stop them. It is there. And then we have to adapt. Every one of us now has to be able to use AI. Why? Because that's what we need. Don't forget to educate yourself. Learning automation, learning AI, and robotics will help us to distinguish whether robotics and automation is our partners or our successors. And the last one, use our capability of thinking to guide this evolution into the goods of humanity. Thank you very much for your attention.